Hey, good morning. We are doing trading Bitcoin this morning, and it's gorgeous outside. Tone is in Vegas. I don't know if everybody caught his interview. It was very cool, especially. How did you enjoy interviewing Tom Lee? That was my favorite one.
Yeah, that was great. The thing is, the video is kind of taken down right now. I want to edit it. I want to separate my interviews. I also want to cut out. Anyway, the stupid dash guy photo bombing me. I'm gonna edit the videos right after this. I'm gonna spend some time editing the videos, and I'm gonna get the interviews back up. Interviewed a couple of people there. Those that watched it live, great. Other than that, the videos will be up shortly.
Well,
Later today. And like today is great. I had no idea. So I'm speaking on the same panel as Steve Wozniak and Molly Bloom. Then there's another guy there who I never heard of, but I know the other two. The movie Molly's Game was absolutely awesome. So I'm speaking on a panel with them tonight at the Chain Exchange conference.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, at least Tom Lee's interview showed that sometimes Wall Street has no idea what they're talking about. So please tell us what actually is going on, because you're too right.
Oh man, I actually like Tom Lee. I'm gonna try and get him on more often. I really tried getting him to give a price prediction, but he didn't, unfortunately. All right, let me let's close that.
Give us
Uh,
price prediction.
yeah, I'm working with one monitor here, so everything is like more complicated. Uh,
Obviously, I'm doing QA this morning, guys. So,
yeah,
but give me
I'm not
your
looking at the
question.
live chat. Hope my audio is good. I have no idea. But let's as usual, I start off with my website. Please check out the affiliate section, which is the best way to support my work without actually, paying anything extra. And if you are going to use any of these companies, going to buy a watch, going to buy a hardware wallet, use BitMEX, use Tor, please check out this page or even shop on Amazon. Workshops. Coming up in Vegas this Saturday, might have excuse me, guys, had to sneeze. So check out the workshop. Those of you that are in Vegas, workshop this Saturday. After that, I'm in Chicago, and then Madrid. That's it. The Chicago is my last North American workshop for the rest of the year. Actually, I'm not going to be back the rest of the year after I leave Chicago. All right, let's go to the charts. You guys know about the educational section, learn trading. Forgot to mention that, so check that out as well. But let's go to the charts. Here's the monthly chart. Didn't really update from last night, but yeah, we're still going down. We still got this trend line. This trend line might be with us for a little while. I seem to have lost that chart of the stop and reverse points. I have to see if I can get it back, see how I saved it. I don't really remember what name I saved it under. I'll have to go back and look for it. But this is my usual weekly chart that I use with the big descending triangle. The descending triangle is breaking down, but this week, it started off really, really weak, and I've been talking about it that this is not. It wasn't perfect for a short trade, mostly because we were overextended to the downside, and there were way too many shorts. Now, I still think that we are going to go to 5,000, but I've been a little cautious, telling people that this is a really hard zone to trade. The easy trade was off of the death cross to the short side. This can easily still have a dead cat bounce into the top of the triangle to the 30-week moving average, which is dropping fairly quickly. Next week, that 30-week moving average should be around 7,600. So I think we're going to drop fairly quickly here. Can the price bounce back to the 30-week moving average? Absolutely. Now, as long as the price stays below the prior high of 8,500, this is still a dead cat bounce. If the price goes above 8,500, then things get very complicated, very interesting, because right now this was still a caution zone, and we're still rebounding. This is another short squeeze in the making. Here is the daily chart. As you can see by my arrows, I expected a rebound off of the 9 6 days ago. That rebound was very weak, didn't go very far, and now we're stagnating in this 6,000 to $6,500 zone. And let's see how long we're there. Just like I cautioned people not to get overzealous with a red 2 below a red 1, I'm going to have the same caution on a green 2 above a green 1. We're in this whipsaw stage. As long as Bitcoin stays below 10,000, this is working on like a head and shoulders, I guess. You have a very clear left shoulder here, a very clear head here, and then a very clear, if it happens, like if we bounce to 7,000, like I expect is a reasonable possibility, and then turn around from there, this would be as obvious of a head and shoulders as you can get. It's also a cup and handle, and I prefer the cup and handle pattern because it's less to draw. So like I said, we fell a lot from 8,400, and the low came in at 58.75. That's a big drop. This drop can certainly take a bit of a bounce, right? We'll take a look at the short versus long leverage in a second. Here's the 12-hour chart. The 12-hour chart was also very tricky. I know I said below this blue line, you're probably in trouble, but you never had a red 2 going below a red 1. So the 12-hour chart actually has not called for a short trade since the exit off of the 9 at the lows. I understand that this candle dropped below the prior lows. We had a lower close, we had a lower low, which are bearish by all indications. But the following candle went up. So, and the candle after that gave you even a higher bullish volume than the drop candle. So if anyone did short at the lows, they should no longer be in this trade because we can easily go to 7,000 here. But the overall trend is still bearish. So just be careful right here. When we go to the 4-hour chart, this is the short interest. And I really expected the short interest to be lower. It's very interesting that the amount of shorts is only rising. That is interesting. I did not expect that. Let me reload this page. Let me just make sure. Yeah. So this is very interesting here. So all of your momentum indicators are, showing you divergence. They're very strong. The CMF is about to go positive. The MACD has crossed over. The RSI is out of the oversold condition and even had a higher low. The OBV is looking better than it did yesterday on the 4-hour chart. If I magnify this 4-hour chart, it's like the shorts are only rising in this environment, which is interesting. The only time the shorts were higher was right before the epic short squeeze of $1,000 up move back around April 12th. I have to say I'm a bit surprised. Bitcoin just moved $400 to the upside off the lows in the last. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a 12-hour chart. I keep messing that up. Yeah, this should be a 4-hour chart. Not that it really matters. But, the short interest leverage is going to be the same, but there's no reason for me to look at the 12-hour chart again. So here's the 4-hour chart. And the only time the shorts were higher was here. Oh, man, because that's, let me do this and drop the price. The only time the shorts were higher were here on April 12th. And even though we have just moved like $400 to the upside in the last 48 hours, right? So from here, since August 14th, a little more than, since August 14th, which was yesterday to today, in the last like 36 hours, we moved $400 to the upside. And the amount of leveraged shorts has only increased. and it has increased drastically in this last move. This is interesting, is that people are recognizing this as a dead cat bounce, and they continue to put on massive leverage short positions. And that could be an issue for them, because if the price continues to go up, all of these shorts will have to liquidate, just like what happened back in April, on April 12th. So this is a very, very tricky situation. I would be a little cautious here with my shorts. I would let this play out, because I can definitely see a short squeeze in the making with all the short interest. I mean, it hasn't been this high, like I said, since April 12th. So you really want to be careful about that. If someone, wants to wreck the leverage shorts, all they have to do is raise the price to like $7,000, and all of them get screwed. And then you get another massive short squeeze. And all of these kinds of things continue to delay the ending of a bear market. Like, if we get our ultimate bottom of wherever it is below 5,000, the bear market could end. But when you have these over-leveraged shorts that need to get wrecked, the bear market could get overextended. Now, people think this is manipulation, but it's not. This is, traders with a lot of money that are savvy, and they want to profit. I mean, the only reason why you trade is to make a profit. If you don't want to trade, you hodl, like myself. So be very, very careful here. I expected this to be lower going into, from last video. And last video, we were like here, whatever number that is. And now we've gone significantly higher with a rise in price. That's not that's not normal. That can be tricky. So be careful. Here's the hourly chart. Also, the 4 hour is on a 5 and is on a 6 of 9. So sometime later today, it will get a 9. So maybe then it'll reverse. The hourly chart is on a price flip. It's in the middle of nowhere. Nothing really to comment on the hourly chart. Oh yeah, B-Trash. B-Trash is on a 9 buy, unfortunately. There could be some more pain here in B-Trash, I wish, because we are on an 11 of 9 on a countdown coming from this 9 here, this past 9. But then this 9 is going to kick off another countdown, right? So if we go much lower, then it's going to keep going down. A lot of these things are coming up on 9s. Well, the Ethereum weekly, that one is bouncing back a little bit, right? I mean, Bitcoin is what matters. None of this shit matters. Ethereum doesn't matter. But Ethereum is going to go to at least a 13 on the weekly, maybe even 6 more weeks of downside. The flight from ICOs into something tangible like Bitcoin or USD is happening. Here's the daily Ethereum chart. Again, tops on the 913. Oh, sorry, this is the weekly. This is also the weekly. Well, what is the problem here? Oh, this is weekly Ethereum versus a dollar. Fallen, you got this big cup and handle thing, though not really, but it's a bad pattern. This was a nice bullish triangle. This is a disaster in the making. We're below the red line. We're below the setup trend line. I think Ethereum is going down to like $100 at least. Let's see what happens. Whoa, the S&P took a big hit today. I don't know why. Just looking at it now, and it's been a bad day. It was a good day yesterday. No idea what's going on today. Yeah, that's a rough candle. I would be cautious here because we can at least go back down to the bottom end of the channel. We almost made it to the top of the channel, but I'll extend the channel. Here's your channel, and a little caution needs to be taken here with the S&P 500. But if you take a line here, we'll make it blue, and this is a triple top here. And I think that coming back down to this area, coming back down to this blue 50-day moving average, and then a rebound. Now, it is a 4 of 9, so look for maybe 5 more days of downside, though there's not much room here. But somewhere in this vicinity, there should be a rebound back to the upside. I'm still bullish the S&P 500. I am not panicking yet. But if we go out of this channel, then probably there should be definite caution taking place. Yeah, I'm going to close the NEO chart. It's on a 9. It can definitely rebound. I think with Ethereum disaster, Ethereum competitors like EOS or Neo can take its thunder, because these centralized platforms for centralized securities, also known as ICOs, they're fungible. Like, you can just move your ICO from Ethereum to Neo, back to EOS, back to Neo, like it's irrelevant, right? Because you're a centralized company issuing an ICO. So you can change your platforms anytime you like. Nothing is stopping you. There's no code that's stopping you. There's no law that's stopping you. There's no law at all. So I think that Ethereum is certainly ripe not only for competition within the crypto space. Ethereum is totally ripe for competition within the true centralized space of people that know what they're doing, and put all the ICOs on a centralized platform to give the ICOs more security than Ethereum can. So it's yeah. So Ethereum is total garbage technology that's irrelevant, and it will go away. So EOS and Neo have a chance to take their thunder for the short term, but the long term, they'll be replaced by centralized versions without tokens. It only makes logical sense that way. All right, I'm going to close this mess. I don't need this chart. Okay. Next, yeah, I'm going to close this one too. The euro continues to fall, which is great, because Leah and I are going to be in Europe in about a month, less than a month, in about 3 weeks. And I continue to be very bearish to Europe. Man, this thing is really in the way.
Hey, Tone, while you're in Europe, people are asking about the lira.
The lira?
Yeah, Turkish lira, given what...
Lira?
Yeah, because of our story with Turkey.
I'm like thinking the Italian lira. I'm like, no, they haven't had that in about 20 years.
Yeah, Giacomo. It's actually kind of interesting because, like, after what happened, authorities in Turkey made it more difficult for banks to short the lira through the swap market. It's like kind of a admin from Erdogan following up on his call to boycott electronics. I mean, it's kind of interesting right now, but mostly because we covered volume for Bitcoin moving into it.
Wow, let's take a look. So TRY USD or USD TRY? I'm not sure which one is better. Hold on. Let me do USD TRY.
Yeah, someone's saying USD TRY.
So here's the weekly. You can see the RSI, you can see the MACD. We don't really need to look at them. Let's see what's going on. I'm gonna backtrack this a little bit to monthly. Oh, whoa, holy, not good. All right, so here's the monthly. Still got plenty of room to the upside. We had a 9, and then we went higher than a 9. We had a 2 above a 1. We had a 3 above a 2. So the monthly is telling you that it's going to keep depreciating. And here's the weekly. The weekly is saying it's still going to keep depreciating. Now, these efforts, right? These efforts to reverse the shorting of the lira, they're not going to last. So you can see on the weekly chart, a 9 called a top, a 9 called a low. It flipped, but it was a 9 at one point. This 9 did not do a great job calling the top because we went higher. So the moment you get, a green 2 above a green 1, you short the lira again. And then it took a couple of weeks, but then it accelerated, right? We had another green 2 above a green 1. Even if you went to cash on a red 1, you're back in shorting the lira mode, and you should still be shorting the lira. It's I know it just fell from 7 to 6, but people will find a way to short the damn thing, right? It's your own citizens that don't want it. And so on a weekly scale, you're on a 10 of 13, you're on a 7 of 9. But the thing is, you can hit that 9 at a price of 5. As long as it's above 5.1, you're going to hit that 9. So it's a tricky situation here, right? Like, the thing can drop from 6 to 5, and you can still get your 9 top. It won't be a perfected 9, but it'll still be a 9. So I would, if I was profiting from this trade, I'd probably get out. It's you probably made good money. But yeah, but the moment it goes back above 6.5, the moment it goes back above these highs, it's going to be bad. Like the moment it goes above this, it's in trouble again. Like it should accelerate above this line here, above 6.45 or 6.5 if you want to round up. Above 6.5, it's in trouble. Also, with the daily. The daily topped on a candle after the 9, right? So you guys know what this means: a 1 to 4 candle correction, and then a reversal, right? So this wasn't exactly a reversal candle, the candle following the 9, but then we reversed. So maybe one more day of breathing room for Aragon, and then I think his currency is going to continue to depreciate after that. So sometime tomorrow, this dead cat fall is going to reverse, back to the upside.
Okay, ready for Bitcoin questions?
Sure.
All right. The 12-hour daily, 3-day, 1-week, 2-week charts, don't worry, all have their stochastics RSIs bottomed, except for the monthly, which has just crossed to the downside at 100 last month. What do you think is next?
I'm not an expert at the stochastic RSI, so I don't know what that means. Well, like I don't trade stochastic RSI. I never learned stochastic RSI. So asking me about stochastic RSI, my answer is I don't know what it means.
All right. Would the shorts?
Yeah. Gold. Holy shit! Have you seen this?
Yeah, I wrote about it yesterday. It was bad news. Well, good news if you're out of gold.
Well, good news if you're, listening to, us, me and Tyler, who have been warning you about gold, $100, like 10% higher. Yeah, we've been on the gold bearish wagon for a long time. Yeah, gold's in serious trouble. 800, here we come. Now, here's the thing, though, right? And silver, too. It's on a 9, but it's not the kind of 9 that you want to panic to the upside on. Silver is in serious trouble. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Why do you think it is?
Oh, well, the dollar is rising. The dollar is rising and nobody cares about this stuff anymore. Like, really go and read Saifedean's book. Like, gold's done. As long as Bitcoin's alive. I will say, though, if Bitcoin dies, gold is going to have a huge boom.
You're not going to have any bullion for your safe right now? Just kidding.
No, I mean, I still have my gold and my silver. I don't know what to do with it, right? It's just depreciating in value in my safe.
Okay. You want to keep covering or precious metals or back to Bitcoin?
I really want to get to this 13. But like, you see, look at it. This is a weekly chart. These pluses are getting really annoying. We need to fall like below $14 in order to find close below $14 in order to finally get that sequential 13 that we haven't had in like a year and a half, 2 years now. Wow, holy.
Someone in the live chat just said that silver broke a 15-year trend line if you look at the weekly.
I'm on the weekly.
15-year.
You want to look at the monthly in this case. I don't think this goes back 15 years. Maybe it does. It goes to 98. This one, this one goes way further. This is the, I just have the annotations in the other one. This one goes back to like the 80s. This is the futures. 15-year trend line, we're talking from here. Yeah, that's a rough trend. That's the same trend line I had on gold. Yeah, I mean, it's how you draw it. When you draw a trend line this long, hey, Leah, you really have some background noise. Thank you. Like once silver falls below this $13 low, it's in serious trouble. I want to say it can go back to its 1980 high. The problem is 1980 high is like $50 because of the silver manipulation, right? Silver is so, hold on a second. Yeah, silver is in, I have a feeling silver is going, well, maybe not. I was going to say I was gonna say this line right here, but then I realized that line is 0. So it's probably not going to 0, but wow, this is bad. I don't even know how low it can go. Like if I didn't have the right hand scale, I would say silver is going to new lows, like below $1, but that's not gonna happen. Like it's just bad. Like I have absolutely no bottom target. Like my bottom target is literally $1 on silver. At least on gold, I have a target. I have $800. But on silver, like from a technical analysis perspective, and I would love to hear Tyler's take. I'm looking at this, 30-year chart, 40-year chart, and I'm trying to figure out how low silver, where silver can bottom. And I see absolutely no support, like at all, like 0. Like that's my support right here. Like there's just nothing to cling to, right? You're already below every single swing high that you had since 2000. Maybe not this one. Okay, no, but that's a double bottom off of this. Like $8 is not even a good support. Like I don't have a bottom for you guys. Like I really don't. Like this is really bad. Well, like really bad. $4 is the best I can offer. Like $4 on silver is my best support, like right here, because yeah, this is it. This is all I have. That is, you just can't go lower than that, right? Like I think lower than that is impossible. Oh, what happened? Here we go. It's God, like I don't even want to. Shit, what am I gonna do with all my silver? Well, like thank you, Max Kaiser, for getting me into Bitcoin, but also thank you, Max Kaiser, for getting me into silver. Jesus. All right, let's move on.
A little bit of fun on this one. Sometimes gold and oil have an inflationary relationship. You want to check out oil?
Sure. What's going on? Something's wrong. Something's wrong with TradingView. It's not loading charts. There we go. I don't know why I didn't do it on that one. Oil. Yeah, let's look at oil monthly. Let's look at oil weekly. That's the weekly. That's the monthly. The monthly is at a correction, right? We had a 9, but then we went up one more candle, and then we reversed. So maybe one more month of downside. But again, the dollar is rising. I know the dollar is rising because all these foreign currencies are crashing. So when the dollar rises, the price of oil, because it's priced in dollars, the price of gold, the price of silver, the price of all commodities fall a little bit. Now, the price of silver is not falling at all in terms of the Turkish lira. The price of gold is probably rising in terms of the Turkish lira. The price of gold is probably very, very stable in terms of euros, right? But in terms of dollars, these things are falling. So some of the fall in the commodity prices are because of the rise in the US dollar. I've been a big bull of the US dollar for years. Those of you that go back to my 2015 videos will see how bullish I was on the US dollar then. I remain bullish on the US dollar now. I also remain bullish on the US stock market. And over the years of me doing these videos, I've been generally right. Short term, we've had some swings, but on a longer term scale, I've been generally right. So the monthly chart is telling you not to touch oil. The weekly chart is on a 4 of 9. We're coming up on another moving average. How far can oil fall? Well, there's two logical places for it to fall to. You have the old swing high, which comes in around $60, and also the more recent swing high, which comes in at around 55. So I can definitely see a 9 around the $60 mark. and then, going back to the upside. Now, ultimately, oil is going to go back down. We have every time oil rises, new technology make energy cheaper, renewable energy cheaper. So I don't believe that there's going to be $100 oil. Uh, I mean, there could be, but like oil being hundreds of dollars a barrel is probably unlikely. The world has more than enough oil, contrary to what books from the 1970s tell you. And I don't really see a crisis in oil causing the price rise. If anything, I see renewable energy making oil a lot less relevant than it used to be.
All right, back to Bitcoin, if that's cool. What would the short squeeze to 8.5K to 9K be unusual? Last time in April, the short squeeze increased price up 50%.
Yeah, so this is the tricky part, right? So I'm not surprised we're going higher here because people are over leveraged short way too much. So here is the thing, right? I mean, this short is right for a squeeze. And the last time this happened, Bitcoin moved $1,000 in a day, in an afternoon, in the morning. Actually, I was in Texas, and it was like 6 in the morning. I was at a Starbucks because I flew in. I didn't have a hotel room yet, and so it's right for a short squeeze. The problem is, see, the last time that happened back in April, it's the daily chart. The big difference is the last time it happened back in April, we had lots of room into the depth cross and staying below prior highs, giving us a lower high. This one was less of a short squeeze, but we made a lower high. The problem is if we have a monster short squeeze and we break above the prior high, we could, reverse the bear market. So while it's unlikely that a short squeeze will cause the end of a bear market, if it goes high enough and lots of people start getting interested in Bitcoin again, it could. So it's just a weird situation. I didn't expect short interest to be this big. Maybe a lot more people are watching my videos. I don't know.
Can you check out the 4-hour and thoughts on Gap at 7,400?
All right, let's make this the last one. I got a million things to do. The 4-hour, what am I looking at?
Gap at 7,400.
What gap?
That's the question.
I mean, maybe this bad candle here, like that's not really a gap, right? Like, I don't think we're gonna get to 7,400, guys. I think that ultimately 7,000 is this dotted red line is your ultimate resistance. I just don't see us going higher than that at worst.
All right. Well,
Even with the short squeeze, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. It can happen. It can happen, but I just don't see it.
All right, DJ Vase.
All right, guys. So once again, please check out the educational section of my website. And if you like my work and want to support my work, please check out the affiliate section, where if you're going to use any of these products or services or shop on Amazon, please go through my website for all that stuff.
Awesome. And are they going to stream you with Wozniak later?
You know what? I have no idea. They're recording everything, so I think the videos are going to come out eventually. I don't think it's going to get streamed. I am also going to do like an hour something. I have a small side room for like an hour. So I might stream, like I was going to stream trading Bitcoin. Maybe I'll just stream Q&A. I don't know. I'll think of something.
Sounds good. Everybody, have a great day.
All right. Bye, guys. Yeah, keep an eye on my Twitter for more streams from today. Bye, guys.
Bye.